I didn't hear you. Ready? Shalom, Israel. This is Barak Allah, officer of 50 out of I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta. For this Wednesday night's biblical law class. Of course, Wednesday nights we go into the law. And my topic today pertaining to the law is be therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. And we're going to pull it in the scriptures. Matthew 5:48.
Because this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 48. Ye be therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect.
Be therefore good? Be therefore good?
Which is in heaven is perfect.
Read that over again. Be therefore what now?
Be ye therefore perfect.
Okay. Kind of alright. Mediocre?
Be ye therefore perfect.
Perfect. The Most High said perfect. So the Most High, He made us in the heavens and the earth and all that is in it. So you think He will set us up on any type of level that we cannot attain? If He didn't put in there to be perfect, if we couldn't do it, He wouldn't put it in there. But we're going to go into the word perfect and what it actually means pertaining to the law. Is definitely a very important factor into the law. And that we have to be perfect. Now, as far as perfection. Now, when we think about the word perfect, we're thinking about, if you trip up, you make a mistake, you fall down, you may say the wrong thing, stutter or whatnot. We consider those things perfect, being perfect. But perfection, according to the law, is pertaining to all 613 laws that was given to the Israelites from the Most High. And He wants us to walk perfect in those laws. He doesn't want us to break any of them. And they are attainable. It's not impossible. It's been done. And we're going to get a little background on what's the meaning of that. Be perfect out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary on the perfection.
Okay.
Page 446. Come.
Okay. Perfection. Perfect. Basic meaning is close to the fundamental and etymological sense of the English word complete.
What's that?
Complete.
Complete. Okay, what else?
Or finished.
All right, read that sentence one more time.
Basic meaning is close to the fundamental and etymological sense of the English word complete or finished.
Complete or finished. That's what we want to focus on when we talk about perfect according to the Most High, perfection, complete or finished. It's a task. It's not something that that is automatically you do. It's something that is learned and it's taught and that you practice over and over again. Keep on reading.
It is used for the ritually clean victim of the sacrifice. It's a precept from Exodus 12, verse 5.
Let's talk about, hold on for a minute. Let's talk about when before Christ came, we used to do the sacrifice of a spotted, a lamb without blemish. We had to do a certain type of lamb, certain type of sacrifice. Those had to be basically perfect animals as far as their spots are concerned, according to the Most High. But as we know, Christ is that perfect lamb without blemish. Keep on reading.
Okay. And for the uprightness of character. It's precept of Genesis 69, 17 and 1 and Psalms 19, 119 verse 1. It is applied to the law.
Applied to what?
It is applied to the law.
So you mean to tell me being perfect is applied to the law? But no, nobody's perfect, right? Right, so we just wanted to get an understanding of biblically what perfect means. Can you think about some common sayings of when it comes to perfection and perfect? Anybody can think about any sayings that how we throw that word perfect around these days? Anybody online in the class want to take a shot? Go ahead.
Oh, like the Christians always say, God on the job of my heart, he knows I ain't perfect.
Right.
Like, okay.
Exactly. That's what we all on. We were all born over here in the New Babylon, aka America, and we most of us came up under the conical of the Christian church, and we all know we all been told from birth that nobody's perfect, right? That's one of the things they say. Nobody's perfect, or well, I'm not perfect, or when every time we make a mistake, you make a mistake. Well, I'm not perfect, but the problem is that a lot of mistakes are not mistakes. I mean, a lot of your imperfections are not mistakes. They're actually intentional. You know what I mean? So, when usually, let's give an example of a man. He may mess with a, he's around and he messes with another man's woman. And, as long as you could use that excuse as, I'm not perfect and nobody perfect. Hey, I messed up. Nobody's perfect. When you trip and you fall and you injure yourself, things of that nature, that's a mistake. It's more of a mistake. But when you would, for example, when you messing with another man's woman, and you sat there up under her, you enticed the woman, and you went through with the act, how is that a mistake? That's not a mistake. That's just you're not perfect. You're imperfect altogether. And I just wanted to give a few examples because we kind of get caught up in that, and that's why the I.S.U.P.K is here for, to straighten some of these ideologies out. Nobody's perfect. Only Christ is perfect, or whatnot. The Christians believe that Christ, since they believe in immaculate conception, right?
Right.
They which we all know is false. We know Christ had a mama and a daddy. His daddy was Joseph. He was just a chosen one. So, but what the Christian church, their doctrine is pushing that, long as you think that the Most High is his father, but as long as you think that the Holy Spirit came in and impregnated Mary and not a man's seed, that he's born with some kind of supernatural power that's different than the way we came. So as long as you believe in that immaculate conception, you will always be able to say, hey, Christ was born like that. He the only one that can be perfect. We can't be like Christ. When the Bible always tells us what? To be Christ-like, to be like Christ. So it puts you in a mind that it thinks that the bar is so far up there that it's something unattainable. When in actuality that Christ was born just like us, everything we felt when it comes to temptations in our spirit and had to overcome things, Christ had been through that and even more. To the point where he had to suffer for that. And we're gonna give and then the thing about the Christians don't know, and then the whole world, they don't know that Christ is not the only person called perfect, right? Christ is not the only person that's called perfect. Shalaki, everything to all. All right. All right. So we're gonna pull a few examples because and get some of these misconceptions out the way. You could be perfect in this life. Now you may not go where you may not have an accident, and your skill set may not be to the point where you can get the right type of job or the right type of attraction level for women or anything on that level. That don't got nothing to do with perfect. The only perfect you need to be concerned with is being perfect within the law. And Christ is not the only one that's called that is perfect. All the prophets are all the Israelites are set to be perfect. So we're gonna pull a few scriptures on showing from the beginning when they say the law wasn't even on the scene, that the Most High has told man to be perfect. There's somebody coming in on the line. Put your phone on mute and introduce yourself. Satibra?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put you down, sis.
You know how to spell it?
How you spell it?
S-A-N-T is in Tom, I-B is in boy, R-A.
All right, come on. Just put your phone on mute, and we're just gonna continue on.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start in Genesis. You know, one of the first people we heard of characters in the Bible is, of course, Abraham and Adam. Bear with me one moment. All right, so we're gonna go into we're gonna go a few examples of go to Genesis 17, 1 and 2.
Oh, no, 17.
Take your time, cause you know what? Cause these people think before you came to school, then you think Christ was the only one that could be perfect. Did you think that? Or you already knew?
Christ won't be perfect and be like, you know what I'm saying, can't be judgmental.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God knows my heart and
Right. God knows God knows my heart. We all make mistakes. I mean, which we do. But you know, what the prophets are set up to do is show that, you know, and what's the school motto? No excuses. I.S.U.P.K. No excuses. You know, if you're able to do it, and you know, and you're willing to do it, it can be done.
oh, it's law.
It could definitely be done. All right, you got that for me?
Oh, okay, I'm going to scripture real quick. Here's the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 1. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, the Most High appeared to Abraham and said unto him, I am the Almighty God, walk before me,
Right.
and be thou perfect.
Be that what?
And be thou perfect.
He told Abraham this. Keep on reading.
Verse 2. And I will make my covenants between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly.
Exceedingly. See, this is before this is before Moses even came on the scene, before he handed down the law. Of course, we all know the law always been in place. He told Abraham to walk upright, walk perfect in his sight, and that's what we telling our people, and it's not hard to do. You know, the law contains of you know, you don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know what I mean? How can you make a mistake eating shrimp, crab, and lobster? Unless it's putting in something that you don't know, like you don't know about the breakdown of Jiffy cornbread, and you know pork is in there. That could be somewhat of a mistake, but for the most part, if you purposely eat that pork rib, is there any way you could just say, hey, I made a mistake on that, I'm not perfect? Or did you intentionally do that thing? Of course, you intentionally did it. So that's an example of Abram. You got a question?
No,
Go ahead.
I'll come real quick. They're gonna say we grew up on it. And they're gonna tell you that I made a mistake, I'm not perfect. But we grew up on it. I think you might know what you was doing.
Right. Right, yeah, that's why I was talking about the adulterous man. You know what I'm saying? Enticing a woman. I made a mistake. You know what I mean? I'm weak. Well, that's what it is. Weak. You need to build your spirit back up. You need to build your spirit up. You know what I mean? You need to come in here and learn the law. That's one person we got that the Most High is showing that a person besides Christ. He's asking them to be perfect in all his ways. Go pick me up in Joel 1 and 1. What we're doing right here, we're just showing examples on how the Most High requires us to be perfect in His sight. And that perfection is according to the law. Go ahead, Joel 1 and 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 1, verse 1. The word of the Lord came to Joel, the son of Pethuel.
Job, J-O-B. You got Joel? No, Job. No, J-O-B. Joe, is what you got? All right, go ahead.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of I.S.U.P.K, whose name was Job. And that man was perfect.
And he was what?
And was perfect.
What? You said that man was what now?
And that man was perfect.
Shalom. Shalom on Christ. Who is this? Shalom, Lord Christ. Whoever just came on the phone line, introduce yourself.
I've been on the phone line, but I introduced myself to Antigua.
Okay, I got you, sis. I thought I heard a male voice come on. All right, that's fine. We're going to keep on going. All right, read it over again, Job 1:1. He was a man. He's not Christ. It's
So
before.
I can't hear you, though. I wasn't able to hear.
You hear me now?
Yes, I do, but it goes mute when you can't hear anything. It was doing that Saturday, too.
All right, I got you now. All right, we had Job 1:1.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect
Mm-hmm.
and upright.
And what else he do?
That man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and
Eschewed.
eschews evil.
That's right. That's before the so-called law. Well, we all know the law has always been established. Before the law came in place, Job is a man that's not Christ. Job is a man that is not the savior of the world. Job is not a man that they have misconceptions about. He was mixed between an angel and a woman, and that's how he was made. But some kind of way that this man is also perfect. He's made just like me and you, just like Christ was. And this man, the Most High said, this man walked perfect in his eyes. That's attainable. Let's get another example. Give me Genesis 6:9.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation.
He was a what now?
Noah was a just man and perfect.
Perfect. There go that word perfect again. Perfect is thrown all over the Bible. I told y'all, a perfect is in the Bible over 150 times. It's there. The presence is there, and it's pertaining to the law. These men walk perfect in the upright sight. And we all know before we came to the school, unless you were born to the truth, we wasn't a bit of perfect. And even our whole doctrine, our whole mentality of life was nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? Everybody makes mistakes. Now that we find out that who we are according to the Most High, that we Israelites, our tribe, and that we were the chosen people of the Most High, that that comes with great responsibility. We know the law, and we know that now we know what perfect is, and now we strive to be perfect in His sight. You can't even be perfect without properly knowing the law first. You know, if you know that murder is against the law, but if you're not thinking that shrimp, crab, and lobster and pork is wrong, you wouldn't know to be perfect. You gotta come in and get taught up the correct way. And that's why we in the movement. Why we in right now? We're waking up our people on the streets, on the internet, online, every day, and showing our people how to be perfect. You can attain this. You can attain this. And matter of fact, it's a must. It's not even a choice. Because guess who's not? The law. You have to be perfect with those 613 laws. And guess what? Black people are what? They not perfect. So-called black people are not perfect. So-called Hispanics are not perfect. So-called Native Americans are not perfect. You want to know how I know why? Look at the conditions that we in right now. You know what I'm saying? It's consequences, it's judgments to that. It's judgments to not being perfect. When you're in your job and you got certain laws, certain rules on your job, they expect you to be perfect. They don't expect you to. They say a no phone policy. You can't have no phones on this floor. Is a no tolerance rule or whatnot. Sexual harassment at the job you don't have one time to mess up on that. You pull that phone out, or you break, or even the safety laws. A lot of us worked in factories, worked around chemicals or whatnot. You got safety rules, you got safety classes you go to. That if you don't follow those rules, then you can actually hurt yourself or just be fired. It's not a room for error. It's not a room. It's not a rule to mess. It's not a room to mess up at these jobs. And that's how and that's how even more the Most High is. So we can't not be thinking that, okay, because we understand that going to a job, you got certain rules. You mess up, you can't sexual harass somebody and then you get another chance. You out. You can't do a no call and no show and expect to have no consequences. You out. They expect you to be perfect when it comes to those laws, when it comes to those rules. Now, your Heavenly Father, Yahweh, the Most High, He set up rules in place. And just like those rules at your job, they are very attainable. And the Most High set up rules for His people that are very attainable. Eating pork, that's very attainable. I mean, eating pork, not eating pork, that is very attainable. Not touching shrimp, crab, and lobster, that's very attainable. Not committing adultery, that is very attainable. Not having other gods before the Most High, that is very obtainable. Now, all these things, it's going to take some effort. You're going to have to get taught up, just like at your job. You used to pull out your phone all the time. You used to being on your phone whenever you can. But you're going to make this money, to get this check. You're going to have to follow what your work, what your employer requires. He don't care how attached you are to that phone, how much your face be on that phone. When you on this clock, you're going to have to keep that phone in your locker, or keep that phone in your pocket, or you out. Most High, same way. He put up these different rules and standards, and they are very attainable. And that's what we're gonna go into. Let's get some more. Bear with me one moment. Pick me up at Ecclesiastes 44:17. I'm sorry, Ecclesiasticus Apocrypha 44:17. Right. Yeah, because people always, and then you go in the courtroom. When you go in the courtroom, can you go, Officer Napas, can you go in the courtroom and with a white beater on? With a white beater and swim trunks?
Law, because you're transgressing their laws.
Right. But people think they can just come at the Most High anyway. And they don't even know what type of power they're dealing with. He's a terrible type of power as far as his judgments that he will make happen. And like I said, so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we're not perfect, and that's why we in the mess that we in now. That's where we was taken over to slavery, and be subservient to people that we are greater than. All these heathens, so-called white man, so-called the Arabs, Indians, the Asians. We all better than all these people. Right. We come to mind, body, physical, mentally. We all better than them, but we got a hold on us. For some reason. You know why? Because we're not perfect. We got to find out. We got to come out and reach in and tap into the Most High, into the real prophets on how to be perfect. You got that scripture for me? Because and you want to be, when you spoken of, you want to be spoken of as perfect in the Most High sight, just like Noah was, just like Job was, just like many of the prophets were. They did it. They showed us an example. Now it's required of us, and there's no excuses either. And that's why you learn over and over again how to rehearse those righteous acts to where it becomes part of your regular life. Read that for me.
Oh, called the book of Ecclesiastes out of the Apocrypha.
44:17.
Chapter 44, verse 17. Noah was found perfect.
Right? He was what?
Noah was found perfect.
Let me tell you something. The day of the judgment, the day of the Lord, when he come or when your number get called on this earth, then you better be found perfect, man. We only got one life to live as far as this body until we regenerate it back into the earth, where we will be judged as such. No man knows the day the Lord's coming. No man knows the day that he will die unless, he take his own life, and then that's against the law anyway. You are already out. No man knows the day that it'll be your last day. But when your time is up, when you clocking out, you better be found perfect, working in the Most High sight. Go ahead and read that some more.
And righteousness. In the time of wrath, he was taken.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath.
Stop. In the time of what? Wrath? In the time of wrath. That's what time we in now. Are we in the time of wrath right now?
What?
Right, black Hispanic, so-called black Hispanic Native Americans, we're in a time of wrath, man. Every time you go to another city, you see, and every time you turn on the news, you see us killing each other. You see the police killing us. You see heathen neighbors killing us, like George Zimmerman. If it ain't the police, it's a George Zimmerman killing us. You know what I mean? We always the first fired, last hired. You know the curse is on us. This is a time of wrath for the brethren. You know what I mean? We got all the blackly black movements that came and went. They all got their little suggestions, but you know what? They didn't do right. They didn't do it right until the Lord. They didn't know the law. They didn't acknowledge the law, and that's what we doing right now. This gonna be the last captivity that we going to. This gonna be the last movement right here. It's not gonna be the I.S.U.P.K, the Hebrew Israelites. This is not a fad. It's not just only a movement. It's not nothing that I'm into right now. This is not a religion. This is something to your bloodline, that you were born so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans from your father's side, and you have a responsibility to be perfect, or the judgment is coming. Because we see the Most High, He letting our men fall in the street. The Most High letting us get slaughtered in the streets by each other, by the heathens. He letting us suffer. But he does not prefer that. He gave us the blueprint on how to do this. Just walk perfect in my sight. Just like it's your job. You pull that phone out or you do a no call, no show, you out of here. You out of here. It's no room to make that up. You know what I mean? You murder your brother, you're not walking right in the Most High eyes. You rape a woman, you touch a woman in a way that she is not open up to you, which is against the law. The Most High is not with you. You know what I mean? You homosexual, the Most High, He ain't with you. But our people, we love to have it such. You know what I'm saying? We want to have they have turned Christianity into a lawless. Basically, Christianity is a lawless religion. Basically, every religion is a lawless religion. It's not one religion that actually holds the moral standard to make someone change. Even back in the day, back in the 80s and the early 90s, the so-called Christian church, they had a lot of them was, you couldn't listen to rap music, certain type of music. A lot of them didn't go to parties. A lot of them didn't drink. A lot of them didn't go to the movies and all type of stuff. We don't even see that right now. But anyway, that's not even a being perfect. That's what they call that's his man laws. Because once you learn the Most High laws, it's a whole different ball game. You find out what you were doing in error and you change those up. Because us drinking, some people see the Israelites drinking and they're like, hey, a man of God is not supposed to drink. But not knowing, no, we don't drink to get drunk. We can have strong drink. Yes, we are perfect on that. Or, what's some more example as far as going out, going to a lounge, having a nice time, going to a movie. We're not gonna get caught up in the excess of any of that. But it's not within the 613 laws. It's not nothing that's gonna hold us back from doing that. We can go out and enjoy ourselves in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're not out there hurting each other, adulterating, being excessively drunk. We can go out and have a nice time and enjoy our life. You know what I'm saying? Without being, and also be perfect in the Most High eyes. We can have a drink or not, and be perfect in the Most High eyes. You know what I mean? If we with a woman, and she gets pregnant, and you don't have that marriage license, so-called marriage license in the Christian church. What they say that is? They say y'all fornicating, right? And they don't even know so when you come into the truth and you learn the real meaning of that fornication, that's definitely against the Most High laws. But fornication has nothing to do with a marriage license. Fornication is a sexual sin. You know what I mean? So me being one with a woman of my nation and making a child and multiplying, that's perfect in the Most High eyes. That woman don't belong to anybody. She's not accounted for from another man. You know what I mean? That's perfect, but it's a little confusion with somebody who's in that madness of religion. You know what I mean? These people they say the law is done away with. You can do anything you want, but But you mess around and try to be with that woman and look at that woman like that's your wife, or a woman be with a man and look at that woman like that's her husband, without that so-called marriage license. What do they say? They say, buddy, you're not perfect. Y'all shacking up. You know what I mean? So we come through to kill all those misconceptions. You got some more of that? Ecclesiasticus.
Oh, come. Ecclesiastes chapter 44, verse 17. Nor was found perfect in righteousness. In a time of wrath, he was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore, he was left as a remnant onto the earth when the flood came.
I want y'all to pay attention really to that scripture, because in the days of Noah, what happened on Noah's time? What happened on Noah's time, Apostle, as far as the biggest event, when we think about it?
Oh, yeah. World War III.
Right, well, no, basically you can say that, but basically the flood. The flood, that's when the Most High killed everybody on the earth except Noah and the people who listened to him, man. That's what type of power we dealing with, man.
Yeah. Noah, he had 3 sons. It was, what it was, God talk. Japheth, Shem, Japheth, Shem, and Ham.
Right, yeah, and just like the Most High say, just as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in this time, in the second coming of Yahanna, who we call Christ. So whatever Noah was dealing with at that time, that's exactly what we be having to deal with at this time. It don't matter what your family say. When you come, read that verse, that last part again. When he said about the remnant, what he said about that remnant. That's why I want everybody to attach on to. Don't breeze by them words. Go ahead, read it again.
Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath, he was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore, he was left as a remnant.
Right, he was left as a remnant. Keep on going.
Onto the earth when the flood came.
Right, and that's a remnant. A remnant is not everybody, man. A remnant is not the majority. A remnant is not the popular crowd. A remnant is a small percentage of the majority of the population, man. And that's what the I.S.U.P.K, that's what the Israelites are. You know, those are the ones who love and follow the law of the Most High. That's what they are. And we represent that remnant. Just as the days of Noah, so shall it be in this time. Noah dealt with the flood. The flood is not happening no more. Next time the next destruction coming on the earth is going to be by nuclear war missiles. It's going to be by fire. And just like they didn't know when it started raining, and everybody got on that flood on that boat when it was too late, you don't want it to be too late. You want to be like Noah and be found walking perfect in the Most High laws. Because the law is perfect and it's not grievous at all. And like I was saying, Khan, go ahead. Trooper, what now? Okay. Everything to walk.
Everything to walk. I don't want you to walk.
I'm to walk. I got you put down.
If you don't mind, I'd like to make a comment if I may.
No, you can. Go ahead.
I can't wait for that day because we got too many people out here praying for peace, but we need definite instruction for that peace and prosperity that will promise us that we actually get that. So I pray every day for death and destruction because I know that we're going to come before our salvation actually get here. Salam.
Right, and that salvation, well, we went over a lot of times, salvation, that's Tawad right there. That salvation means that word salvation means deliverance. We the only people that need to be delivered. The blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we the only people that need to be delivered. I look at the Arab situation, I don't see where they need to be delivered at. I look at the so-called white man situation, I don't see where they need to be delivered at. They're put on top, even though the Caucasian man, the white man that rules this world, He's the top heathen on this earth. But it's a difference with us and the other so-called minorities. We was brought over here in ships. We were brought over here. Our people was forced to come over here. We was forced that white Jesus on us. We was forced that Christianity on us. We was forced into the ghettos. We were forced into poverty and welfare and generational curses from the projects on up, from the plantation. We was forced to had a man against a woman, to make 72% of our household without a father, and make the mothers single. We was forced into that. But you know what? The other heathens, they weren't forced into that. When they talk about minorities in America, it's a big difference. They flew here, we was forced over here in ships and blood. And we the only ones voting too. We the only ones voting and care about a vote and rocking the vote, while the other minorities, they over here in this Babylon in America, and they living well. An Asian can make a half a penny an hour where they at over there in China or some parts of Asia. Go ahead.
Is it fair to say, like, the voting system is more like a report card about the way that we think? Is it safe to say that, Flocky?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a report card, because you know what? Because because we more put up in a servant. We brought over here to serve those people. You know, just like in Deuteronomy 28, we brought over here to serve those people. They brought us over here in ships. So we looking at them. They gave us everything. They gave us our religion. They gave us our diet. They gave us our clothes. They gave us our ways. We didn't know any of that before we came over here. So that's why Asian can't relate to that. You know, Arab can't relate to that. So when it comes to voting, we feel like we have more invested into this land. We feel like that's us, America. That's us. We built this country. You know what I mean? We gonna have a chance one day. One day things gonna change. One day things gonna get better. You know what I mean? One day, these white folks gonna change. It's like you. What they always say. We know all our people. We may see the most evilest Caucasians or the so-called white man do the most treacherous things to our people, beat our people down, hang our people, things from the 60s on up, slaughtering our people in the streets. Well, we'll let one so-called white man come and be nice and be like, you know what? It's hope. It's hope. It's still some good white people out here. You know what I mean? It's still some good heathens out here, and that's because we're not perfect. And we need to get back into our laws, into our ways, into our customs. It is not a choice. A lot of our people don't even know it's a get down, lay down type of situation. Like we always say, it's just like a light bill or anything else. You got a grace period. You may not have the money now, but you set up something, you get a grace period. And as long as you can have your stuff straight before that grace period, you're fine. If you don't have your stuff straight before that grace period, it's cut off. So we in the middle of that grace period, but we don't know when that day can be. You know what I mean? We try to vote for change. We just had a dark-skinned African Obama in the office. We thought that was the second coming of, well, they thought that was the second coming of Christ. You know what I mean? We had our people crying. What they do in America, they turned up even more. That's where Trayvon Martin came. That's where Freddie Gray came. And that's when that white man showed that it don't matter who y'all put in office. This is our country. This is our land. We took this over. Y'all can vote all you all want to. But, at the end of the day, we all know nothing's going to change on this earth. Go ahead.
It's a real heavy point that you make, because back in what was the 1940s when the white what was 1940 1950 when the white woman when the Caucasian woman got her right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last fight for it. the vote rights compared to us, because we the only nation, other nation, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, that was really out trying to fight for the right to vote. The Africans wouldn't fight for the right to vote in America. The Chinese wouldn't fight for the right to vote in America. The Japanese wouldn't fight for no right to vote in America. After the white woman got her right, we the only one that have been fighting ever since. And nothing has changed. And it's just like we hadn't caught on to that concept of that our vote really doesn't matter, that the stuff already been preordained about who's going to be in these elections and stuff. It's just pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right, yeah, and I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Cause look what just happened with the Asian right here in Atlanta. You know, they shot all the Asian spas up, and when what they don't even mention is that you know some of those Asians got hit up in those spas or whatnot. But guess what? About half of those people were Hispanics, cause some of these Hispanics were working in some of these brothels. But and they didn't even and these Asians didn't even go. I didn't even see them marching in the streets. I didn't see them raising the hell like black people do, like Hispanics do, marching all through the streets. No justice, no peace. They didn't even have to say nothing. But what they do, they just passed a bill, a hate crime bill about the Asians, right? Y'all know about that? Go ahead.
What you saying right now is so heavy because they were selfish about their movement. And black people never been selfish about theirs, because the Black Lives Movement, it's never been really the Black Lives Movement. It's always all lives matter movement. They say black, but it means all, because you know how the Christians say, well, we know everything came from black. All life came from black, so all lives matter. The Asian ones saying that when they before they got their hate crime bill, they were selfish about theirs. But we don't want to be selfish and love our people. It's a lot.
Right, and that's true, because they don't have to say anything. That just shows you just show you another example of the heathens. That we're not just blowing smoke, and that shows you those people at the top. They know exactly who we are. They know exactly who to treat, what, and how to not treat another type of people. You know what I mean? Because I know this. We here in Atlanta. It's I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta, right? I haven't seen not one pick of the protest that Asian had. They didn't even have to say anything. Joe Biden, your politicians, they all took it upon themselves to pass a bill on the Asians. When you get to looking at the names, half of the people were Hispanic, and then on top of that, these are brothels. These are places that you go through and get a happy ending, whorehouses. You know what I mean? Let that been somebody black, and they would have doggone. They would have been pinning that all the way out. You know what I mean? Well, because when they kill Michael Brown, when they kill one of our people, what the first thing they do? Even when they just straight innocent, what's the first thing they do when a so-called black man get killed? And in the innocent blood, what they do is they bring up every wrong thing that man or that woman has ever done. You know what I mean? He cheated on his test in 2nd grade. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what we get, and that's on top of our people marching in the streets, night in and night out, wearing t-shirts, wearing pins, got hashtags all over social media, and the Asian man ain't gotta say nothing and get a whole national bill. Joe Biden said, you know what, I'm gonna beat y'all to the punch. Y'all ain't gotta say nothing. You know what I mean? And that's because it's a plot. It's a plot against our people. And it's gonna be in every angle, every aspect. They gonna beat us head. We gonna be the tail, but we don't have to be. If we walk perfect in the Most High sight, just like Noah did. We walk perfect in the Most High sight, just like Job did. We walk perfect in the Most High sight, just like all the prophets in the Bible did. Pick me up at Shalaki, put me up at Psalms 19 and 7. Read 7 to 10 for me. Right, because this is the law class, man. We go over the laws, the statutes, the commandments about the dietary laws. Just what I was bringing up earlier about the court. When you can't go in the court with a wife beater on. You can't go in the court with swimming trunks on. But the Most High, he got a dress code also. Most High got a dress code also. We wear fringes. We wear our mitris. We wear our war scarves. We wear our headbands. The women had their head covered. But you know what? You know, growing up in America, you tell somebody that, they be like, Most High don't care nothing about that. Come as you are. You know, you can come up here like that, but you know, we ain't gonna go in no courtroom. We ain't no crazy. We ain't gonna go in no courtroom with no wife beat on. But when you come to the Lord, come as you are. He don't care about all that. And let me tell y'all, man, that ain't the Lord y'all talking about. That's a whole nother God. Yahweh, the God of Israel, the God of this Bible, you holding that Bible. You talking about that God? He got a dress code. He got a dietary law. He care about what you eat. Matter of fact, the Most High care about your thoughts. You got to be perfect in your thoughts, because that's where it all starts from. It's from your thoughts. Matter of fact, let's get that. Well, no, go ahead and read it. Psalms 19:7.
Come, the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
Is what?
The law of the Lord is perfect.
That's it. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to be concerned with. Them 613 laws, just know they're attainable. The Most High said they perfect. Keep on reading.
Converting the soul.
Doing what?
Converting the soul.
When you came into the school, when you found out about the truth, I.S.U.P.K, you found out who you was according to the Bible. That's what was supposed to happen. Your soul was supposed to be converted. It's not an overnight process. You know what I mean? Shrimps, a lot of shrimp, crab, lobster. That's some of my favorite food. Me personally, you know, I can't eat no seafood. But it's a lot of things that, you know, they got pork. They got pork in them. Jiffy cornbread, Jello, a lot of those things. You're not thinking Jello is against the Most High laws. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that we can just do anything we want to. Keep on reading.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Making what?
Making the wise the simple.
Let me tell you something. When you came in, before you came into the truth, your butt was simple, man. You was a simple man and a simple woman. When you get the law is perfect. When you get the law in your life, and when you find out what your purpose on this earth to do, and according to what the Most High says, not what you say, your soul will be converted. And it will turn your simple self into a wise man. You don't get wise according to man laws, or to man precepts. You get wise by that law. Keep on reading.
Come, verse 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. Fear of the Most High is clean, enduring forever.
For what?
Enduring forever.
Whether you like it, love it, accept it or not, this law is forever. I mean, just like you said, to heaven and earth pass, this law is going to be here. Just like Noah knew about the law. Just like Abraham knew about the law. Just like Job knew about the law. Even Adam knew about the law. The Most High told Adam to walk perfect in his sight. Go ahead.
Okay, judgments of the Most High are truth and righteousness all together. Verse 10. To be desired as are they and gold.
Read it over. Verse 10. I want y'all to get this now. We just not just reading, man. We gotta break down every line, every precept, because the Most High, this the supreme being. This Yahweh. He sanctioned this. We gotta pay attention to every word. Read that verse 10 again.
Come. More to be desired are they than gold.
Then what?
More to be desired are they than gold.
Right. So your desire to follow the law, your desire to learn this law, your desire to walk uprightness in the Most High sight, it should be desired more than gold. Now, to be honest, that's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen overnight, but it's a must. That's why you coming in here, you get that zeal the proper way on you. You get that truth the proper way on you. and you will see that following the Most High laws and making and working perfect in His sight should be more attainable than you trying to get the biggest bag, the biggest security, the biggest gold, whatever. And we all want that bag. You know, we all want like to live nice. You know what I mean? We're not one of those people that get knowledge and be okay with being poor. Or, you know, we don't have to be. If we gotta be, it is what it is. We all gonna do the most to our ability to make sure our families have you know, don't want or need for anything. But even more on top of that, more than gold, man, is that what we aspire is to walk perfect in the Most High sight. Cause He's the one that a bird don't fall or die on the earth without the Most High saying so. There ain't nothing that live or die without the Most High calling the buttons and pushing the buttons at the top. We all know who we call Satan. He ain't nothing but an employee for the Most High. He you know what I mean? He's just playing his role. He can't do nothing without sanctions from the Most High. You know what I mean? And just like the Most High say, you seek first Him, and then He'll add everything else. You may not know how it is. What you need to do, you just need to seek the law, follow the law, walk in it. You create channels for yourself financially, it'll come. But when you force it, brother, go ahead. Who is this?
I got the truth, Sean.
Okay, go ahead.
If I may, I got. Since we talking about the law, I got a quick question that kind of popped up in my mind. It's kind of on topic, then again, it's kind of not. It's about the court system, and about, you know, and kind of about my upbringing, how I brung up. Well, you may have been brought up the same when you were younger. Did your parents? You ever heard when you were younger, when your parents ever tell you, like, you know, you're not supposed to swear to God, you don't, in God's name, man, you don't swear to God and stuff like that? You ever heard that? So, like, you know how, I'm thinking about one of my incidents where I went to the courthouse, right? And you know how when you go in the court, they tell you, you know, do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You know, they want you to swear to God.
Yeah, on the Bible.
And so, you know, I told the judge one day, I said, nah, I don't swear to God, but I promise I'll tell you the truth. And he got pissed off at me, you know, that I said that. And so I was looking at the scripture. Just give you an example in Genesis 24 and verse 3. It says, "And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell."
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same type of swear, like you swearing to the Most High?
Nah, that's not. That's,
you know, we always thought that swearing to the Most High was wrong.
right? Yeah, it is. We you know, we're not supposed to swear to anything. You know what I mean? That's why we don't salute that flag. You know, that's why we don't pledge allegiance. That's why we don't sing the Star Spangled Banner. We know we know Babylon, the new Babylon, which is AKA America. We know they set up on a lot of lip service. You know what I mean? Them people they scream Jesus, 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 Lord, 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 but they doing everything the exact opposite of what He said. The Most High said, say go right, they go left. Most High say don't swear. They in their courthouse making you swear on the Bible. You know what I mean? And this is Esau for you. You know what I mean? They say the Most High say if you take a man in slavery and you sell it a man, you'll be worthy. You know what I mean? You know about it. You'll be worthy of death. But they preach to the slaves back in the day that servants obey your masters, and they know they're in error. They, like I said, they are nothing but they use the scriptures in a complex way against the ignorance of our people, because they know that all we do is we just hear what a preacher said and hear what somebody else said. We don't do no research or anything. But now, just to answer your question, just in short, you know, the so-called white man Esau, you know, when the Most High say go right, he gonna go left. You know what I mean? And they will get mad at that, because that's what they really believe in. You know what I mean? You in a setting somewhere and you don't get up and salute that flag, then guess what happens? you know what I mean, you're gonna be looked at as they're gonna be willing to do something to you. Just like what's his name, the football player, that wouldn't stand up for the flag. Oh, Kaepernick. Yeah. Kaepernick. We see what happened to Kaepernick. He still be probably playing in the league right now. Football is a sport. Football is for entertainment. So you mean to tell me because he didn't stand up and salute because of this flag, this man has not played since? You know what I mean? It's that serious. Go ahead.
If I may, me being involved in something similar, in the same courthouse down here in my neck of the woods, when the court, right before they get ready to do roll call, when the judge walk out, they tell everybody all rise. Mm-hmm. Me being in the situation I am, y'all to made up fake court cases on me, trying to trick me to come in here and plea out to do something that I ain't never did. A crime, try to get me to plea out a crime I ain't never did. I ain't standing up for nobody. I ain't got no respect for this judge and y'all in here trying to trick me. So me sitting down, the police approached me telling me, look, we got the right to lock you up because you're not standing when the judge come out. I said, I don't respect y'all like that. He said, I'm warning you. So about 3 hours in the court, we did a recess, and at the break, when everybody come in at the recess, when the judge come out back in, they like, all rise. So I sit my tail down. I'm like, I'm not rising. I'm not saluting that man. I'm not standing up for that man. That man don't have no respect for me, so I felt like I ain't had to show no respect for him. Right. And they still, tried to lock me up, but they didn't lock me up. But it just kind of felt like the same thing that, like what Kaepernick going through. You're not standing and honoring somebody, honoring the flag or honoring this judge or something like that. That we got the right to put you, to lock you up because you're not, standing or saluting for us to lock you.
Right, that's exactly how they're gonna look at it. You know what I'm saying? How dare a slave? How dare a bond man come and don't salute his master? How dare you have your own mind? It's something that's been set up for over 400 years, and you bucking against that, and you questioning that. You know what I mean? We know we took your people over here. We brought them in slavery, and they y'all second-class citizens. But hey, y'all living better than the rest of the world. This is America. You should be happy. You know what I mean? This is like you talking against the military, man. You're gonna be if they can boycott you, if they can make you not make no money, they'll do it. If you don't salute that flag, if they can have a way where you don't make $1 in this earth, then they'll do it. You know what I mean? And that's Esau for you, because that's what they, that's what they really care about. They always talking about God, the founding fathers or whatnot, but we know this whole thing is built off of this whole America is built off Satanism. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing but the devil, the so-called white man ruling is ruling the world, is ruling America. You know what I mean? Shoot, the founding fathers are all Masons, built off masonry. You know what I mean? And we know where they go back to. Some of y'all that don't know about it go back to. You can do your research for real. The Most High is not with anything in the Masons, but a lot of our people didn't know that. You know what I mean? We try to imitate, our forefathers. We try to do the right thing because we want to see. We want the best thing for our family. You know what I mean? We don't want to see our family suffer. So. What happens is that we end up passing on to be to our children and to our generations on how to be a good slave. But when that rubber slave come through, he's throwing up madness. You know what I mean? When Kaepernick came through, when he want to have just his own mind, and Kaepernick didn't really do anything according to the school that's just so relevant. We do that every day. We tell our children don't stand up for that flag. We tell our children don't salute that flag. And damn well, as far as us, we ain't salute nothing. We ain't salute a damn thing when it comes to that flag. We're going to step on that flag. We'll burn that flag. We'll spit on that flag. That's what we coming at it at. But you coming through like a rebel slave. You breaking them generations ideologies. They passing down. You know what I mean? You not being a good old boy. So you ruffing feathers or whatever. Go ahead. Who is it? Oh, okay.
It's so heavy what you're saying right now. I mean, back in the day, even they made up a law themselves. He's made up a law themselves that you could not disrespect the American flag. You could not use it in any kind of vulgar way, but they end up making bikinis out of them, or women wearing them up the crack of their ass. I mean, people were doing all kinds of stuff with the flag. You know what I mean? And in a sense, like if it was perverted or or just put in a way that he was still celebrated but unlawfully, it just he was just went against his own laws that made it okay. It was just it just made me think about that when you said that, Shalom.
Right, and that's exactly how it is. We got to know because and that's why I was telling you the misconceptions of this law, the misconceptions about the Most High. We don't even know who our enemies are. You know what I mean? When we tell us when we against our enemies and we tell our people that we at war, our people tell us that we're at fault, that we're not right in the eyes of the Most High. When taking our enemies to war, that is exactly what the Most High want us to do. You know what I mean? We can talk all day, but He want us to put our hands to the plow. He want us to recognize who them enemies is and have no dealings with them. We don't let our sons go into their daughters. We don't let our daughters go in. We don't let the sons go into our daughters, and so on and so on. And and I'm glad you brought that up too, because we're gonna show in the law how hating your enemies and getting and have indignation on your enemies is also perfect within the law. Napas, pick me up at Psalms 139:21.
The book of Psalms.
Yeah, read that thing strong, for real. We're gonna show you how to this is why we got the spirit how we got. That's why we so confident on how we are against our enemies. That's why we pray every day in our prayers to see the fall of this place, Babylon, the fall of our enemies at our footstool, to bring this thing back to where it need to be. Go ahead, read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 21. I do not hate them.
Well, hold on. Go read it over.
The book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 21.
Right.
I do not hate them. O Lord, they hate thee.
It say, yours don't say, do not I hate them. Yours don't say that. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee. All right, go ahead.
And am not agreed with those that rise up against thee.
Right.
Verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred.
Say what?
I hate them with perfect hatred.
Did y'all know about that? Did y'all know the Most High with that? This coming right out the Bible in Psalms. You know what I mean? The one your grandma loves so much. She loves songs and proverbs so much. I bet she didn't know that was in there. Can you read that one more time just so the people can get that clip?
Come on. The book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred.
Okay.
I count them my enemy.
Hey, what?
I count them my enemy.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me. And know my thoughts.
That's it. This David telling the search me, O Lord. If I have anything wrong with me, please let me know. I hate who hate me. You know what I mean? He want to see the falls of his enemies. Y'all don't know. That's perfect hatred. That's the perfect hate. You know what's not perfect hatred? Is when you hate your brother. When you hate somebody who's so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. That's where most of the hatred come from. That's the hatred we have to deal with. That's hatred that's gonna get you off this earth. That's hatred that's gonna get the Most High face against you, man. But when you identify your enemies, the ones that hate you, the ones that got the plot against you, the ones that rather see your grandmothers and generations be servants and slaves, there's nothing wrong with that. It's called perfect hatred. Keep on reading.
Come on. Verse 24. And see if there any wicked way in me.
Is what? Any wicked way?
If there be any wicked way in me.
Right. So here's King David talking about how he got a perfect hatred against his enemies. He want to see his enemies fall. and he come back into the Lord, see, search me and see if there's any wicked way in me. So it shows you. You know what I mean? When you're at war the right way, when you identify your enemies, it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's a perfect indignation. Matter of fact, it's required. Keep on reading.
And lead me in the way everlasting.
Most High in Christ. And we gonna just to follow up on that, we're gonna you know what I mean, we're gonna take it to the New Testament to end with this. Pick me up on Mark 13:13, because this is where we at right now. You know what I mean? You should want everybody to love you. I mean, you know, we strive for love. You know, we treat, you know, we have discernment. We got the gift of discernment. We know how to, you know, when it comes to making this money at the jobs, we already know. We not like we on the streets bringing it out. You know what I mean? When you on some servitudes, we understand that we still slaves within Babylon. We have to move a certain way. We have to deal with these heathens a certain way. But we won't sell our soul. We are not compromising our beliefs at all. You know what I mean? And hatred come with that. Mark 13:13, pick me up.
The book of Mark. Okay, you got it? Mark 13:13. Okay. Book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 13. And ye shall be hated of all men.
What?
And ye shall be hated of all men.
Some men
Shall be hated of all men.
That's right, keep going.
For my name's sake.
For who name's sake?
For my name's sake.
Is it Muhammad name?
For my name's sake.
Is it Buddha's name?
For my name's sake.
Is it the wizard's sake?
For my name's sake.
Of course not, man. We know that's Yahweh by Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
For that name. Keep on reading.
But he shall endure on to the end.
Until the what?
But he shall endure on to the end.
That's right, but he that shall endure until the end. Right, because this thing is a fight. This perfection thing is a fight. Everybody's in this school, we already know. We got the knowledge. We've been taught that. But we rehearsing those acts over and over and over again until we look up and you know what? We got it perfected. Any skill that you learn on this earth, you know what I'm saying, you want to go into a certain skill set, a certain job, you have to learn that skill and you're expected to be perfect in that skill set. You know what I mean? You driving trucks, you a welder, you know what I mean? It's no room for slip-ups. Slip-ups count. You know? You supposed to be perfect in that. And that's how we gonna keep on reading. And that's how Salakia. And that's how we gonna do until the end. This thing is a fight all the way to the end. When they talk about being saved, walking right in the perfectness of the law, that's being saved. And it's being saved doesn't even count until the end. So when that trumpet is called, when that judgment day called, when it's over for you, and you've been found perfect in the Most High sight, that's when you saved. Until the end, the jury is up. Keep on reading.
The same shall be saved.
Read that last part one more time. But he that
shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
That's right. I'm Officer Barak Ya'ala, Officer of 50 I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta. That's my time on the law class. I'm going to pass it over to Officer Napash for the announcement. Shalom, Israel.
Give another priest, a prophet, another hand. Spoke heavy today. Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. Where the I.S.U.P.K. started out, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister have an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother and sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. That means anybody your son, that means your captains or your camp leader. Tithes, which is a commandment, the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My I.S.U.P.K, that means 10 in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Next holy convocations, it's going to be the feast of the first fruits. That's going to be June 21st, sundown. I repeat, we got the official date. It's going to be June 21st, sundown. If anyone wants to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, men in Israel, a minor. Men in Israel give one curse salute. Men in Israel, minor. A minor Sabbat. A minor rock. Y'all watch him outside with a thumb. What I said to you Hebrew, I'm going to translate to you English. May the Most High in the name of Christ bless you. Yahanna means hands down. Sorry means turn to sister. A minor means stand. You stand. Give one curse salute. Okay, your feet your heels got to be 90-degree angle like this. Like that, 90-degree angle. The right hand over your left claps together like this. Head down, you shake your face to the Lord. Bible said Barak, that means bless. Put your right hand on your chest. Now, again, like this. Give one curse salute to the sister in class, the sister online. Many real, give one curse salute. A mitre Sabbat, a mitre, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Alatah, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Yahweh, Shema, Alatah, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Okay, what I said to you in Hebrew, I'm going to translate to English. May the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Rock, like this, sloppy. My fault. Yahanna means hand down. Class to miss.